Hey everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. My name's Catherine and I make videos about dyeing, sewing, and upcycling. Today I'm going to make this t-shirt and I'm going to show you how I made it with some ice dyeing. But first, let's go over the supplies. First, you're going to need a 100% cotton t-shirt that's pre-washed, procion dyes. I've listed the procion dyes I've used in the colors down below. Soda ash, Synthropol, a plastic tray, ice, probably about 6 to 8 cups, tiles. I'll show you the kind of tiles in just a minute. Rubber bands for securing the tiles, gloves to protect your hands, and a drop cloth to keep your space tidy. Again, everything is linked down in the description below. So I have these different tile shapes here. I got this on a mat at the hardware store and I just broke them apart. And I use these tiles all the time for dyeing in different projects. In fact, I have a confetti dye project that I'm going to link down below for you guys. I'll also put it at the end of this video so you guys can click on that when you're done watching. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my shirt and lay it flat and kind of envision where I want to put the tiles. So I'm going to start by putting the tile underneath, and I'm going to put tiles on both sides. You can also just double up the shirt, but I'm going to do just one side for here. And I am going to twist the tile into the t-shirt just to get it nice and tight, and then I'm going to come in with rubber band and rubber band it off really well. So there's one tile on there, and then I'm going to come in with the smaller ones and kind of make like a constellation sort of solar system pattern. And you can do any kind of pattern you want. This is a very creative pattern to do. You can kind of make shapes or flowers or any kind of thing. You can do like a bunch in one area and then make it more sporadic in other areas. You can do like just the sleeves or just the top or just the bottom. It's totally up to you to make this design your own. If you guys are interested in learning more about dyeing, I have multiple online dyeing classes on my website, and I have multiple classes on Skillshare. If you are a member of Skillshare, you can watch them for free. And if you're not and you'd like to try, you can try for free with the links down in the description below. So I'll add those in the description. So I'm just going to work my way through the whole shirt, adding the tiles, and I'm just sort of making them fairly evenly spaced. I'm doing the front first, and then I'll turn it over and do the back. And I'm going to put a couple of big tiles on this one and then a lot of little tiles just to kind of make it interesting. But again, the design is really up to you. So now the front is done, and I'm going to do the same thing on the back. These tiles are also really great for indigo dyeing. I use them a lot for that because they sink to the bottom of the indigo vat. Also, if you guys aren't already following me on Instagram or on TikTok, go over and follow me. I have a lot of fun in my stories and posting short form content on Instagram. All set to go into the soda ash. So next I'm going to add this to my soda ash solution. This is about 1 gallon of water and about 2/3 of a cup of soda ash or so. I keep this soda ash solution in my studio and I reuse it. And sometimes I'll just add a little bit of fresh soda ash if I've done many projects with it. So I'm going to soak it for 20 minutes. Hey guys, so now our ice dye is ready to be put into the tray and to add the ice and the dye. For this one, I'm going to be using Strong Navy, Better Blue Green, and Raven. Now, if you haven't watched my swatch video about ice dyeing, go ahead and watch and you can see all of the swatches that I've made. I recommend using this technique for your dies. If you haven't already made swatches, it's a really helpful step, and you can just refer to them and get kind of an idea, and you can kind of play around with like color combinations, which I'm very visual, so I find it really helpful. So after it's been soaking for at least 20 minutes, I'm going to wring it out. I don't want it to be soaking wet. I just want it to be wet or damp. And I'm going to place it in my plastic tray. I'm going to kind of make sure it's evenly distributed. And I'm also keeping in mind that whatever's on the bottom is going to be the darkest. Whenever I do any of these in the muck ice dyeing, I have to keep that in mind. Whatever is on the bottom is going to be the darkest thing. So I really should put the front of the shirt face down in reality. So I'm going to come in with my colors. First, I'm coming in with the Better Blue Green from Dharma Trading, and I'm going to be using my mesh strainer to kind of make sure it doesn't get clumpy. And I'm just going to kind of distribute it sort of here and there. And then I'm going to come in with my strong navy. And I like to use these little plastic knives to scoop up the dye just because it's easier for me to see how much I'm getting than when I use a spoon. So next I'm going to do Raven, and I'm going to kind of go in on the white spots wherever there is no dye. And I wanted to kind of overlap with the other colors. Raven has a lot of beautiful splits, and it's a great color. So I'm doing that on top. Next, I'm going to turn it over and just put a little more dye. This one is really, really saturated, so I'm going to just repeat the process on the back as well. I was going for kind of a sort of galactic look and color combination. Let me know down in the comments below what color you guys would use or what color combination you would envision for this project and what you think would be nice. I'm always curious to know what are your favorite colors and what are your favorite dyes. So drop me a comment down below. Okay, so now I'm going to add my ice. I don't have to add anything on top of the ice, and I'm going to let it sit for at least 48 hours. So here it is the next day, and it still has some ice. I'm going to keep letting it melt and let it sit for another 24 hours afterwards.
All right, let's open this one up.
So I am actually using a seam ripper to get the rubber bands off, and they're so tight. It takes a long time to get this one untied, but I think it's worth the wait. Pretty cool. All right, so now I'm going to rinse it with cold and wash it with hot. So I transfer it to my sink, and I'm just going to rinse it with the cold. And I like to do it right in the plastic tray just so that I don't have to use so much water. I like to try to conserve as much water as I can. Dyeing takes so much water. So if there's any way I can conserve water, I'll do it. So I'm just going to kind of agitate it and get it as rinsed as I can. So once the water is running relatively clear, I'm going to use hot with Synthropol and just hand wash it in this little tray to get all the excess dye out. And I just really agitate it over and over. And then after that, I will wash it in the wash machine, and I'll wash it on hot with a little more Synthropol. You don't need a lot of Synthropol. Synthropol is also known as dyer's detergent. It prevents bleeding from the dye onto the white parts of your shirt. So then I will dry it on hot to set the dye. Here it is after it's been washed and dried, and I think it turned out great. It has some really beautiful splits, and I love the moodiness of the blues and the purples and the teals. You can see up close it's got some splits. The color of the camera when it gets up close is a little weird, but it is a very cool color shirt. And let me know down in the comments what you guys would do for this pattern. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe and like button, and go and follow me on social medias at Onyx Art Studios, and tag me if you make any of the projects on my channel. I have online workshops on my website, and if you want to learn more about dyeing, here are some more tutorials that you might enjoy from my channel. Be sure to subscribe for a new video every Thursday and hit the like button. It does wonders for my channel, and it's free and easy for you. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.